Now hold on, this is one of those moments that makes you stop and think, could Comet 3I Atlas really be something other than just a comet? What if it's hiding something deeper? Let's dive in and explore the unexpected discoveries this guy uncovered through his telescope.
So I completed taking pictures of Comet 3 Atlas last night and the night before. I pretty much spent most of the night taking these pictures, and I realized that I need a bigger scope. So we also need to think the same way when we are looking at the Comet 3I Atlas. We don't want to get to a point where this is a spaceship or this is a comet. I think if we stay grounded and stay neutral, I think we might get to a point and figure out, is this one of these, like comet or a spaceship, or maybe not the same, right? It could be something else, maybe some living, non-living thing, or maybe something from another planet, another solar system, another galaxy. We don't know, right? So we could get to that point if we stay unbiased.
Now, here's something that really caught my attention. The more I observed, the more I began to question what I was seeing. This isn't just another standard comet we're dealing with. It's more complicated than that. I had been using a smaller telescope at first, but the details I was picking up weren't enough to really capture the complexity of Comet 3I Atlas. The structure I was observing was starting to hint at something more, something I couldn't quite make out with the equipment I had. So I decided to upgrade. I got my hands on a bigger telescope, and with a bit of adjustment, I finally got the images I had been hoping for. And let me tell you, these pictures, they're nothing short of fascinating. But before I get into them, it's important to understand why I even needed a bigger scope for this. It all connects back to a moment in history, about 10 years ago, when scientists captured the first image of a black hole. But here's the catch. There's no telescope on Earth powerful enough to directly photograph a black hole. Instead, they used radio astronomy to convert radio signals into visual data. It was a groundbreaking method that challenged how we think about space and observation. To ensure they weren't just seeing what they wanted to see, the team behind the black hole image ran a test. They gave engineers simple pictures like a dog, a cat, a flower, and asked them to see if the models could be biased enough to turn those images into something resembling a black hole. This was to ensure that their models weren't simply guessing the results. It was about making sure that the data they collected wasn't influenced by preconceived notions. Now, when I look at Comet 3I Atlas, it's important to apply a similar mindset. We need to stay unbiased. We can't jump to conclusions too quickly and start calling it a spaceship or a comet. It could very well be something we don't understand yet. Maybe it's not just a comet, maybe it's something completely different. Perhaps it's a living organism, or maybe it came from another galaxy entirely. That's the beauty of this journey. We don't know. But staying neutral and open to all possibilities is the key to understanding what we're really seeing. It's fascinating to think about how much our perspective of the universe has shifted over the centuries. A long time ago, we thought Earth was the center of everything. Fast forward to today, and we've learned that Earth is just one of many planets orbiting the Sun, which itself is a star among billions. As we continue to learn, each new discovery shakes up our old belief systems, and we have to recalibrate our understanding of what's out there in the cosmos. This shift in perspective is exactly what's happening now with Comet 3I Atlas. We're witnessing something so unprecedented that we can't even categorize it properly yet. Is it a comet, a spaceship, or something else entirely? The truth is, we just don't know yet, but this is exactly why we need to keep observing with an open mind. So, after all these observations, I finally got some data that I'm excited to share. These pictures, they're probably the clearest and most detailed images of this comet we've seen yet. They were captured between 3 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. during a crucial window where the comet was perfectly positioned for observation. What you'll see in these images is an elongated ball with jets of gas streaming out in all directions. It looks like a classic comet, but there's something strange about the way it's behaving. When I first looked at the raw images, it was hard to make out much beyond the basic comet shape. But after cleaning up the data, removing the noise, sharpening the edges, I started to see something more intriguing. The core of the comet became much clearer, and the structure that was hidden beneath the coma really began to stand out. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw this, it was almost like uncovering a hidden message in the stars. There's a fascinating spike in the image that looks like a distant star behind the comet, but there's also a pattern in the jets emanating from the comet's core. One jet here, another there. It's almost like the comet is actively sending out multiple streams of gas in different directions. But that's not all. The shape of the comet itself seems to change as it moves through space. As I zoom in, I can see the structure more clearly, and it doesn't just look like a ball of ice and dust, it's something else. There's an elongated shape in the middle, and it keeps becoming more pronounced as the data sharpens. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When I reduced the brightness of these images, the details inside the coma became much more visible. By cutting down the brightness, I was able to expose more of what's really at the heart of this comet, and what I found was something unexpected. It's almost like we're looking at an entirely different structure within the comet, one that we didn't even know existed before. The rotation is visible, and it's unlike any comet behavior we've seen in the solar system. The more I examined this, the more I began to wonder, are we looking at a natural object, or is this something entirely new? The data I've captured raises more questions than it answers, and that's the beauty of it. There's so much more to learn, so much more to observe. So now that we've seen these images, the question remains, what is Comet 3 I-Atlas really? Is it a comet, a piece of technology, or something else entirely? We can't say for sure yet, but the more we observe, the closer we'll get to understanding its true nature. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to see more data as it comes in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. And don't forget to click the notification bell. There's so much more to uncover about this mysterious comet, and I'll be sure to keep you in the loop as we learn more. So there it is, Comet 3 I-Atlas, a mysterious object that continues to surprise us. If you want to stay updated on its secrets, hit like, subscribe, and join me as we keep observing the cosmos together. See you in the next video!